Welcome back. We are still on the topic graph of quadratic functions. In the previous video, we learned how to use the graph of a quadratic function to find the value of y when x is given or the value of x when y is given. In this video, we are going to apply what we studied in the previous video to solve some questions. The first question is, complete the table below for the relation y is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 3. Using a scale of 2 centimeters to 1 unit on both axes, draw the graph of the relation y is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 3. From your graph, find y when x is equal to 2.5. In the previous videos, we have learned how to draw the graph of a quadratic function on a graph sheet. So as at this time, I'm very confident that you know how to draw the graph of a quadratic function on a graph sheet. So we will not go through the process of drawing the graph. We will just move straight to the last part of our question. So this is the graph of the function y is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 3. We are going to use this graph to find the value of y when x is equal to 2.5. In the previous video, we learned that if you want to find y when x is given, the first thing you have to do is to locate the x value on the x-axis. The x value here is 2.5. So you locate 2.5 on the x-axis. We have that here. We have already learned how to locate points on the x and y-axis. So I'm very confident that as at this time, you know how to do that. So this is 2.5. After you have located the x value on the x-axis, you draw a vertical line from the point to meet the curve. So here we will draw a vertical line from 2.5 to meet the curve. That vertical line is usually a short dashes so that we can differentiate it from other lines on the graph. So you draw a line from 2.5 to meet the curve. Then from where it meets the curve, you draw a horizontal line to meet the y-axis, and then you read the value there. If you read the value here, you are going to have minus 1.8. So it means that from the graph, when x is equal to 2.5, y is equal to minus 1.8. You can see that it's very simple. Let's move on to the next question. Form a table of corresponding values of x and y given the relation y is equal to 4 plus 5x minus 2x squared for the interval x is greater than or equal to minus 3 and less than or equal to 5. Choose an appropriate scale and draw the graph of y is equal to 4 plus 5x minus 2x squared for the interval x is greater than or equal to minus 3 and less than or equal to 5. From your graph, find the value of x when y is equal to minus 15. As we did in the previous example, we are not going to go through the process of drawing the graph on a graph sheet. We have already done that, so we will go straight to the last part of the question. This is the graph of the function y is equal to 4 plus 5x minus 2x squared. We are going to use the graph to find the value of x when y is equal to minus 15. So to find the value of x when y is equal to minus 15, you will locate minus 15 on the y-axis. So here is minus 15. Then after you have located it, you draw a horizontal line through minus 15. So you draw the horizontal line through minus 15, and we can see that it will meet the curve at 2 points, this point and this point. To get the first x value, you trace the first point to meet the x-axis. Then to get the second x value, you trace the second point to meet the x-axis. So you read the first x value here. On my graph sheet, the first x value here will give us minus 2.1. Then you read the second x value here. On my graph sheet, the second x value is giving us 4.6. So it means that from the graph, when y is equal to minus 15, x is equal to minus 2.1 or 4.6. Let's look at another question. So we are being told to complete the table for the relation y is equal to x squared minus 2x. Then we will draw the graph of the relation y is equal to x squared minus 2x. We have already done that, so we move straight to the last part of the question, which is using the graph to find the value of x when y is 2. So this is the graph of the function y is equal to x squared minus 2x. We are going to use the graph to find the value of x when y is 2. So the first thing we have to do is to locate 2 on the y-axis. 2 on the y-axis is here. Then you draw a horizontal line through 2. You draw a horizontal line through 2, and you will see that it will meet the curve at 2 points. This point here and this point here. To get the first x value, you trace it to meet the x-axis. To get the second x value, you trace this point to meet the x-axis. So you read the first x value here, and on my graph sheet, I'm having minus 0.7. Then you read the second x value here, on my graph sheet, I'm having 2.7. So it means that from this graph, from the graph, when y is equal to 2, x is equal to minus 0.7, which is the first x value, or 2.7, which is the second x value. Let's look at the last question for this video. We are being told to complete the table for the relation y is equal to 2 minus x squared. Then you use the table to draw the graph of the relation y is equal to 2 minus x squared. We have already done that, so you move straight to the last part of the question. That is using the graph to find the value of y when x is equal to 3.5. This is the graph of the function y is equal to 2 minus x squared. We are going to use this graph to find the value of y when x is 3.5. So to find y when x is 3.5, you locate 3.5 on the x-axis. So 3.5 on the x-axis falls on this point. Then you draw a vertical line to meet the curve. So you draw a vertical line from 3.5 to meet the curve. Then from where it meets the curve, you draw a horizontal line to meet the y-axis. Where it meets the curve, you draw a horizontal line to meet the y-axis. Then you read the y value here. The y value here is minus 10. So it means that from the graph, when x is equal to 3.5, y is equal to minus 10. You can see that in the examples that you have solved on the graph sheet, I write some of the numbers using the red color. It doesn't mean that in an examination you have to use a red pen to write those points. I'm using the red color to show you that those are the major numbers we are working with. On the graph sheet, all your writings should be in pencil. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to this channel for more videos. Subscribe to this channel for more videos. We have now learned how to use the graph of a quadratic function to find the value of y when x is given, or the value of x when y is given. In the next video, we are going to learn how to use the graph of a quadratic function to find the solution or the roots of the quadratic equation. Bye-bye.